Hi everyone, wait for some people to tune in. Wait for some people to tune in first. Oh, we got one person. Wait for some people to tune in. One person at the moment. Give it a couple of minutes. Give it a couple of minutes before I start. Hello Granny. Is it Granny Smith? Oh, I forgot your name. Sorry. Hello, thanks for tuning in. Wait for a few more people to tune in first. Is it Granny Smith? I don't know. My mind out with it. Sorry. Forgot your name wrong. Unless you put your high in the comments, I won't see what your name is. Granny Smith. I was right. I have some more people to tune in. Hi Marcus Cottrell. Wait a few more minutes. I'll have to repeat myself again and I can't be bothered with that. Hi, is it Anne? Oh, I'm just gonna talk. People can just tune in or watch back later. For people that hello lovely. Hi Anne. The people that live in Wolverhampton, I didn't even know about this until this lady told me. Wolverhampton Homes have got grants and adaptations fund, but you've got to have a referral from a GP or a medical or another medical professional. I think I know it's a GP or maybe someone else, but you've got to have a referral for people with early stage of diagnosis of dementia, cameras, etc. and stuff. I've persevered. I didn't hear anything a couple of weeks, so I emailed them again and she's passed it on to the relevant people, so I'm just waiting on that because it might be useful for my nan. There's an online application, it's called, bear with me, through City of Wolverhampton Council. For people that don't know this, I didn't even know this myself. I was asking about like council tax as proof of like lasting power of attorney. You need like no tagging. When you apply for lasting power of attorney, sorry, that put me off and distracted me. The council tax, if they're on benefits, which my nan is, you pay £82 instead of £164 if you can prove they're on certain like benefits, like housing benefit, council tax. So when I was asking about sending a letter in the post to my nan about council tax, they mentioned this and I'd never heard of it before. It's council tax certificate for a person to be disregarded on the grounds of severe mental impairment, which someone like my nan with early mixed dementia, well, can't get my words there, with someone with mixed dementia, the early start of dementia, then, or any, I don't know if it's early, rambling on anyway, someone that's got grounds of severe mental impairment, which my nan's point, she got dementia, she'd meet that criteria. Sorry if I'm waffling on. So I've done that, and you can't download the form, you have to do it online. If you go onto Google and you put, without looking on my phone. Council tax certificate. Just put severe mental impairment, council tax, and it'll come up. And you can do that application online. And then once you've done that, which I've done that for my nan, then once that's been done, I don't know how long it takes. Don't ask me. I did that last week. Then once that's done, you have to print this. You have to print this off yourself, and it's certificate of a person to be disregarded on the grounds of severe mental impairment. Now this needs to be done by the doctor certificate, and it needs to be filled in by the doctor. So that's something I didn't know about. For people out there, it might be beneficial for them. So I just thought it'd be worth mentioning those two things that I've just mentioned. Where is it now? I've just made some notes because I'll end up missing things out. My nan's missing hospital appointments, which no one can force her to go to them because she's still got capacity. Me personally, this is my opinion, I think she would be residential. I think it's residential where she's got her own place and people are coming in and out, or a care home. But as I said to my partner and other people, I think she'd either have to put herself in danger or it'll end up getting to the point where she hasn't got mental capacity before they even do anything. It's like, as an example, the waiting to, like someone with mental health, for someone that's got mental health issues, example, I use it as an example, they wait until someone's in crisis before they even do anything, and it's too little too late for people to understand what I mean by that. That's like with my nan with her mixed dementia. Until she hasn't got capacity, or God forbid, she puts herself in danger, they ain't going to do nothing. I've now got the LPA, lasting power of attorney. For people that don't know what LPA means, it's lasting power of attorney. I would recommend anyone getting one for their loved one. Hi Casey, best interest meeting. That's been, section 9 and section 5's been filled in on health and well-being, and I think the other one's finance. I went to the GP. All GPs might be different, so don't quote me on this because my nan's GP might be different to a different GP. But my nan's GP, without going too much into detail because of data protection, they charged, instead of £100, they charged me £50 for a signature for the LPAs. In my eyes, it's disgusting, but it is what it is. Simple as that. They said it may take 28 days, but they'll put it as urgent. The sooner that's signed by the GP and then I can sign my bit, then I can get to the next stage where once this letter comes to my nan, proof of benefit, I can photocopy that letter, then I can ring this number and ask them what to do. Then I can send a cheque with the amount of money, with the copy of the letter, of housing benefit and council tax to say she's in receipt of benefits. Then she'll only have to pay the £82. Once that's done, and I think you've got to put my nan's name at the back of the cheque and something else. Once I've done all that, I can send it off and I'm all good to go. Regarding to my nan's overeating, I don't know whether Granny Smith, you might be able to answer this one. It's a tricky one, I think. As people know, before my nan had some issues with her bank card and I've sorted it out. I won't go into much detail, but I sorted it out anyway. The game I had sorting it out, it was very stressful, but I persevered anyway, sorted. And before her fall, she had Meals on Wheels. She wasn't really eating them. Then she had another free set of Meals on Wheels. This was well before her fall, going back a few months now, at the top of my head, roughly. Then obviously the hospital social worker said once you sort your nan's bank card out, get her for 5 micro meals and put them in the fridge freezer. And then when the carers go in, they can give her one each every day, one a day. And then get another 5 meals and whatever else she needs in between. That worked for so long, and then she was not eating it, or else she was giving it to the dog. Because we're not there 24/7, we wouldn't know. So then I said, Nan, how much do you want? Like her own money. She'd say, this amount. I'd go, okay, Nan, I'm going to get some shopping for you now. What do you want? I'd make a list. Then I'd say, okay, how much do you want for yourself? This is an example, by the way. I'm not saying it is. Like, if she'd go, or get me some groceries, or this is what I need, 80 quid, say, example, for groceries. Or I want, like, 150 for myself. Okay, Nan, that's fine. These are just examples. Okay, here's your 150, Nan. Here's your shopping. And no sooner I bought the shopping, a couple of hours after, I think it was about an hour and a half afterwards, she'd bought a chippy dinner. And I went down days later. She's spending hundreds of pounds. On one week, she spent 170 on takeaways in 1 week. The GP's really concerned about her fatty liver. She won't go to the appointment, which none of us can force her to go to, because that, no one could force their loved one to go to an appointment because she's got capacity and that's her right, whether she wants to go or not. Regardless whether she's in her right mind, it's fluctuating, it's up and down. So it's like the GP said, you can't force her. I'll do what I can my end, but if she don't want to go, she don't want to go. But the receptionist said, the GP said to me, he really, really does want her to go. She's really concerned, and says if she's not going, there's nothing you can do. Also, they're concerned about kidneys because she's not drinking enough fluids. The Alzheimer's Society said to me, I know it's Diet Coke, but there's a lot of additives and stuff in it. So I wouldn't recommend keep buying a loads of zero Coke, no sugar in it because of her diabetes. Try some alternative stuff as well. I bought cranberry juice because she's always liked cranberry juice. Won't drink it. Bought a tonic water. Won't drink it. Tried juice. Won't drink it. It's like, what do I do? She keeps saying, oh, I'm drinking plenty of water. She's not drinking plenty of water because obviously the GP did blood tests and that's why they're concerned about kidneys. So, to me, it feels like catch-22. You give her money. Okay, Nan, here's some money for yourself. Okay, met that last you. You wanted this amount. That's going to last you now, Nan. And hence why I suggest a best interest meeting, because she has capacity. Best interest via adult social care. We had to do it with my dad. Hence why I suggested a best interest meeting, because she has capacity. Casey, do you mean like you had a meeting with the professionals with... Do you mean yourself with your loved one, or you're referring to someone else? It's difficult if you're on about like yourself, you met with the professionals without the person with you, loved one, if you're referring to yourself. If that's the case, my nanny's not going to leave the bungalow. She will not leave the bungalow. And I know they've had a lot of MDTs, multi-disability team meetings. I think that stands for. Before, this is months well before her diagnosis. A lot's happened in between over the months, few months or more. They're just professional bodies only. I'm not sure. Best interest meeting because she has capacity. If she's got to be there, she's not going to go to the meeting. She's going to tell them that she's fine. There's no issues. She's fine. I've told the GP I am concerned about her mental health and well-being, because last week she's always said it spontaneous. I didn't expect it and it throws me. My dad did the same. He wouldn't leave the house either. We had a best interest meeting without him being present. Private message me that, Casey, and I'll try and look into that. I can only do so much and I'm just doing it at my own sort of leisure, step by step. because I burned myself out. Bloody hell, where was I now? I read your comment, it threw me off. I've read your comment, it's totally threw me off, Casey, because I didn't want to ignore your comment. It's difficult with my nan, because I'm Andy, I'm buying her food, and then I'm giving her own money, and then she's spending it on takeaways. And then when she doesn't have money, she's not like before I sorted out a bank card. The only thing she will eat is chicken and chips in box. She buys them as a supply, so she don't run out. Bulk buy. Just can't win, can we, Paul? No, we'll do. Sorry, Paul. It's like I said, it's in a nutshell, it's a no-win situation. Before I sorted a bank card out, she weren't eating much at all. Then I managed to sort a bank card out, and then the social worker said get us micro meals. Then she wasn't eating on, and the old, because she's had the new care package that she's got at the moment. She had like a temporary care package team before that, and on 2 occasions she had nothing to eat for 2 to 3 days. So now soon I've sorted out that out, and I think last week I bought her 5 micro meals, put them in the freezer, and then within a day and a half she had 4 micro meals, packet of ham, packet of corned beef in a day and a half. And she's got like stuff like she can have for lunch, and she's got stuff for breakfast. So then micro meals on the evening should have lasted 5 days. 4 in a day and a half. And then Marcus said to me, with like the dog food, at one point, a few weeks back, 6 tins of dog food and a big pack of medium size or large Baker's biscuits. I left them on the top of the worktop within a day, gone. So then Marcus said to me, he said, leave a couple of tins of dog food out, and then they put the rest underneath the cupboard somewhere where your nan doesn't know where they are. Otherwise, she'll keep overfeeding the dog, not realising she's fed the dog. That seems to be working. It's just her eating habits. I spoke to the care package team and duty social worker from the council. They're going to raise all my concerns. Now, it's been 4 weeks. When she was in hospital, some people would know this. You get a hospital social worker. Then after a while, they step away and they say, well, I'm no longer your nan's hospital social worker. Now she'll be allocated a social worker through City Council. Now it's been 4 weeks, 3.5 weeks at the time. It's been 4 weeks or just over now. And she still hasn't been allocated a social worker. I'll chase that up again next week or the week afterwards if I get a chance to do it. It's working round finding when the best time and day to do it is in running. Instead of running our group and stuff like that, it's finding it when and here, basically. Sorry if I'm waffling on. So that's something else. I can't believe she hasn't been allocated a social worker, and it's been just over 4 weeks. That's bad. My nan keeps saying she doesn't want to be here, which I'm concerned about her mental health and well-being. Whether she'll take her life or not, I doubt that. But it's a massive red flag. She said to my nan's neighbour last week, and I emailed the GP, I've spoke to the care provider, I've put it in her notes. She's got like a yellow book where the district nurses put all the comments, like a blood sugar and stuff like that. I wrote it there. And she said to me nan's neighbour, she went, oh, I really don't want to be here no more. Before she said that, sorry, she went, oh, me aches and pains. And she went, I really just don't want to be here anymore. And then she walked into the kitchen and then mumbled to herself. And the time before then, she said, oh, just leave me. I just want to die. I don't want to be here no more. I don't think she'd take her own life, but she doesn't want to be here. I've said it all along. Hi, Paul. Hope you're okay and your nan. Since my granddad's died, she's given up on life. They were married I think she was 18 or 19, and my granddad died 7 years ago. So she's been married for bloody decades, 60-something years, on top of my head, something like that. And it just feels like she can't cope with life without him. So I did email the GP and she hasn't come back to me. I said, well, I think you need to check her mental health and well-being, because I think she's depressed. She's isolating herself. She don't want to go out. She's having these sort of, I would say, suicidal feelings, if that's the correct word to say, or emotions. If anyone's got any else they could say on that. But that's my perspective on that. She doesn't want to be here. So I've mentioned that to the GP also. I know we'll get 4 weeks. Mental health. And that's it really. I've done all that. Wolverhampton, proxy form. I chased it up. It's all because of data protection. They mentioned when she was in hospital at the time, when your nan's out, give it a couple of weeks once she's settled back in. They mentioned, Wolverhampton Homes mentioned a proxy form. It's basically, if you've got a loved one, family member, whoever, if you're not physically with them, because sometimes I'm not always going to be there at the bungalow with my nan, and if I need to speak to, like, my nan goes, oh, I've got this Wolverhampton Arms repair, can you ring them up? If I can't get to the bungalow, they won't talk to me because obviously data protection. Now, it's a proxy form, and my nan has to agree to it, which I think she will. And then she signs this form, and then if I'm not with her half the time, I can talk about a rent account, I can talk about repairs, and I haven't physically got to be with her and going, here you go, Nan, you need to give me consent. And it'll make it a lot easier for me in the long run. I've spoke to the tenancy officer. I persevered. They're saying they need to speak to my nan first. And I said, you will have to go to speak to her, because there's no point ringing her because she's half deaf. I mean, a moderate to severe hearing. She won't wear the hearing aids from my previous email. You're going to have to go down to the bungalow and see her, because there's no point ringing her because she won't hear the phone. I struggle half the time to get through to her, which is very frustrating. I emailed today, but I haven't had a response because it's been a week, with including the bank holidays. I mean, the bank holidays, the weekend, so it's probably been like 5 days. I've chased that up, but I haven't had a response yet. Sending big hugs. Thank you. I'm massively challenging everything for my nan and being a strong voice for her. One of the things that annoyed me was Wolverhampton Homes. Now, I've got to be careful how I say this, because obviously this is going to go on our YouTube page. I'm not saying they don't do no good work, because they do good work. You know, they do help people. But I always say you have to flip with anything. You have to flip the good with the bad. No one's perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. We all make mistakes. We have to learn from them and get better. So for over the last two years, I've been asking them to sort my nan's kitchen cupboards out because they're all falling apart. And she kept, this was like over the 2 years, remember, a lot's happened since then. And she'd go, oh, Paul, I've had a bad night's sleep. And I'd rearrange it. And over 2 years, I just give up in the end. I thought, it's just, I'm not getting anywhere. So I rang Wolverhampton Homes, and I think it was when my nan was there at the bungalow, or it might have been before she was discharged and at the bungalow. I'm not, either way anyway. And they took some photos of the kitchen cupboards. And I said to them, we might have some spares to fix them. And I rang Wolverhampton Homes, and they said, yeah, we've, I don't, they must have some spares to fix the kitchen cupboards. And they said, I said, okay, because I hadn't heard anything. When can it be done? Because I explained, it's been 2 years, and, she's now been diagnosed with mixed dementia. Briefly went into detail with them, because I didn't want to go off tangent, because then they'll get confused. And they said 3 months. 3 months. And I said, when I was at the bungalow a few weeks ago, I said, they're falling to bits. One, after my nan just walked past the kitchen cupboards, I think it's the one, the drawers that you pull out, not the bottom one. After she walked past, it fell on the floor. A couple of seconds more, it would have bashed her foot. And she would have ended, because obviously old people, they've got sort of brittle bones. And she could have ended up in A&E. Luckily she didn't. And I said to Wolverhampton Homes, I said, I don't want to be abusive, please. I can't say this in any other possible way. I said, I explained that one of the kitchen cupboard drawers had fell off, nearly missing her foot. A couple of seconds more, it would have hit her foot. She would have been in A&E with a broken foot or sprain or whatever you want to think. And I said, if you're saying it's 3 months to fix these kitchen cupboards, I told them one nearly fell on her foot. Just seconds more, if she hadn't, because she's quite slow at walking, then it could have possibly hit her foot. Luckily it didn't. I'm trying to get my bearings. And I said 3 months. I said, well, if another one of them kitchen drawers, God forbid, touch wood, falls on the floor and actually hits my foot, Nan's foot, because obviously old people are brittle boned, I said, I can't say that this any other way, but then someone is going to be at fault and accountable. Is it accountable? Basically, without saying in a nasty way, I'm going, well, if another one falls on my Nan's foot, not like the last time, nearly missing a foot, basically someone is going to be accountable. And you've basically, another way of saying you failed duty of care, and then it's going to come back on you. You could have done more. So I'm not happy with that, but they're saying 3 months. So it is what it is. So I've tried to chase that up. But 3 months is bad. It's like when my granddad was alive and my nan was in a sort of clearer mind, should I say. This was going back 10 years ago. My nan says to me, 10 years ago, when my granddad was alive, when us old people get to a certain age, they don't care about us. They'd rather just let us rot and die. Now, this was 10 years ago, when my granddad was alive. I can see a point. They just don't care. It's disgusting. But all I can do is keep breathing down the necks and chasing it up and being a pain in the arse and being a nuisance. I'm not doing it because I like doing it, but I'm doing it because if someone's supposed to be doing something and they're not doing it, it's like, not just me, there's other people like that going, well, I can relate to you, Paul, because I've had to do this for my mother or my father. We shouldn't have to keep breathing down people's necks, going and bugging them and chasing them up and sort of giving them a kick up the backside. We shouldn't have to do that, but we have to. We have to do what we can do. Hi, Joe. Hi, Joe. Ensby. So I don't know what else to do at the moment. I've done everything I can over the last week or so. About my nan's eating habits, I don't know if there's anything else I can do, because whatever I do, it's not working. So, how are you, Anne? Are you still there? How's you been? Hi, Mandy. Hi, Leanne. try to look at the names. Hi, Paul. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Chloe. I'm just looking at the comments. So that's it, really. I've done all that over the last week and a half or more. There's not any much more I can do now till probably next week. I'm well, thank you. Still waiting for my delivery date for my muffins. You can bugger off. They're for me. The muffins are for me, Anne. So I've done everything I can. There's going to be more challenges ahead, but like I said, the things that I said at the start of this live, I will try and put some links. On my page. I've created a page called, I can't think of the top of my head, Let's Talk Dementia. I've created a YouTube page. There's only 2 or 3 videos on there. After this Facebook Live, I will upload this video and will put it onto my YouTube page. Because there might be other people listening back to this video, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, going, well, I'm going through this at this moment. But I will put links to the council tax thing that I mentioned. I haven't got no direct details, but if you contact Wolverhampton Homes, whether they're good or bad, it's like anything. You've got to flip it both ways, with the good, with the bad. I'm not saying they're all bad, but no. I'll put Wolverhampton Homes and the things that I mentioned, because I hadn't heard of that, about the, where is it? The Wolverhampton Homes Grants and Adaptations Fund, but you've got to have a referral from a GP, I think. You've got to have a referral from a GP, but I'm not sure if it's got to be just GP or it's a medical professional, but I've been told it's GP. But I'm not sure anything else on that at the moment. But I will let you all know. You're doing so well, Paul, and your nan will be proud of you. I think some days she does now, but then some days she's like, she's in a world of her own. It's like, I read on the Alzheimer's Society, and it says, don't feel bad if you do. And sometimes, because she's half deaf, hearing's moderate to severe, but she won't wear the hearing aids. I'm not going to wear them bleep, bleep, bleep hearing aids. I'll bloody smash them, which I can't force her to wear them. And when I'm talking to her, and I'm right by a bedroom door, and I'm going, Nan. And I'm going, Nan. And I'm really shouting, and she goes, what? I went, Nan, I'm right by your door. I can't hear you in the hallway. I said, I'm right by your door. And on the Alzheimer's Society, if you sort of like, not snap at them, you sort of like, like my nan's hearing's not that good, and you're like, Nan! And you like really shouting, don't feel bad, because it's going to be very difficult, it's going to be very challenging at times. You know, don't feel bad about it. You might snap not meaning to on the odd occasion. It is going to be difficult and challenging, and over the God knows coming months, maybe years, it's going to get a hell of a lot worse, and I'm not mentally prepared for it. I don't know what's going to happen from now till however long. With the dementia, it depends on the person to person. Like with my nan, there was a tablet that could have slowed the progression of the mixed dementia down, because she's got angina and she had a mini stroke in 2017, and she's diabetic and other medical conditions as well. She can't have this tablet to slow the progression of mixed dementia down. So basically she can't take this tablet, so it's just a matter of the dementia. I think it's 8 to 12 years or something like that. If you live, basically, if you look after yourself, I think it's between 8 and 12 years. At the top of my head, I'm just trying to cast my mind back a bit. You can live well with dementia for 8 to 12 years. But the way my nan's going, if she's not looking after her health and well-being, the things I've already raised, I can't see that happening. She doesn't want to be here. She'd rather be with my granddad, but it's a struggle. There's loads of people that are probably going through this. I spoke to a lady that I hadn't seen for many, many years. Nothing to do with me nan. And I used to go bingo. And I went, hello, how are you? I hadn't seen you for a while. But I had to get back to me nan and get back home, so I was in a bit of a rush. I weren't rude though. I spoke to her for like about a minute, if that. And I said, how you been? And such and such his son died. I went, oh God, I haven't spoke to you for many years. I didn't know that. I said, he died years ago or something. A sister. And I was like, okay, how is she? And I said, she still thinks her son's alive. And I went, maybe you should make sure that she ain't got dementia. Obviously, the GP to go out to see her sister, because I'm not medically trained. And she went, she has got dementia. She thinks her son's still alive. And he died years ago. You know, I know there's some treatment out for dementia, but with the Alzheimer's, they do amazing work. I can't criticise them for that. They do good work. But I'm hoping one day we will find a cure for Alzheimer's. My mum was I think you misworded it. My mum was on medication for that. Can't pronounce it. So, just got to keep fighting for her and doing. Over the last, I think it'd be coming up to 4 years, not 3.5 years. I think it'd be coming up to 4 years this year. And the amount of stuff that I've done for my nan is unreal. I really don't know. Sorry, I've dropped my pen. I really don't know how I've done it. I've just had to keep fighting for her. And it is like, I think, Tinker. She private messaged me. Lovely, lovely person. I've never met her face to face, but I've always watched her lives, and she's really nice. And a private messaged me. It says, sorry to hear about your nan, but it's going to be very challenging times ahead. It's going to get worse. I know that. Before it's even happened, it is going to get a lot worse. But it depends on the person to person. It might progress really quick. It might not. It all depends on my nan, whether it develops really quick or it doesn't. So it's just taking it day by day. It's just so frustrating. It's like when I met the Alzheimer's in Wolverhampton, St Mark, Sainsbury's. I think it was about 2 weeks ago, roughly. And they said to me, have you done lasting power of attorney? Have you done this? Have you done that? Have you done this? They were going through everything like a tick box. I said, yeah, I've done it all. I said, you should be really proud of yourself. I said, I feel like I could do a lot more. And I went, no, Paul, you've done everything you can for you, and you've been amazing. You deserve to give yourself a pat on the back. You know, you've done really, really well. Everything that we're asking you to do, you've done it, which actually completely threw me. I was like, oh my God, I thought I might have missed something out. I went, no, you've done everything. Every time we meet people, the things that we're asking you to do, you've done it all. I was like, wow. But like I said, I'm going to stop waffling on there. But in say another 3 weeks or more, I will do another Facebook Live and I will keep you posted. I don't want to do too. Oh, it slows. Marcus just said you put a comment, and it slows down the progression of dementia. With my nan, obviously, she can't because of her angina and other medical conditions, so she can't have this tablet, unfortunately. But as I said to Marcus, she can still live well with dementia, 8 to 12 years, something like that at the top of my head, if she's in good health and she looks after her health. I said to Marcus, the way she's going, touch wood, I hope not, but she's basically potentially killing herself, like a fatty liver, not eating the right foods, not drinking enough water. She's obviously worried, they're worried about her kidneys, the GP. It's like, it won't be the dementia that kills her, it'll be something else. It's horrible to say, but it's the truth. You know, I can't force her to go to these appointments, but she just does. She said it multiple times. She doesn't want to be here. And God forbid, hopefully not, this is not the case. Because obviously, some people ask for, oh, can you, when people ask people to take their own life, can you sort of, there was something in the media, I think it was, and this person not had dementia and was really, really unwell and asked her partner to take her own life. And I said to Marcus, touch wood, if my nan ever asked me to do that, I'd say, no, Nan, I'd never do that. Take someone's life. I'd say, no, Nan. She hasn't, touch wood, but if she ever did, because obviously her mind's not in a good place, I'd say, no, Nan, I'm not doing that. It's just scary. It's like, I'm just thinking the worst. Like, I'm doing everything I can, but I just feel like I could be doing more, but I've done everything. So, yeah. I will let all love you and leave you. I will speak to you all soon. Sorry for my waffling on. But sorry, if there's anyone wants to put any more questions before I go, or anything that anyone would like to say. Have you got take care of yourself, sending love to you both. Has anyone got a loved one, family member, that may be going through this? Whether it's the same situation or not, because every situation is different. If you are going through this and you don't know where to go and where to seek help, please private message me. I'm putting myself out there even more. If you need some assistance and you want to ask a question, or my mum or my father-in-law or my brother or my friend, similar situations, and you need advice or guidance, if I can help you, I will help you. If I can't, I will try and guide you in the right possible direction and give you whatever tools that I've learned from my nan onto other people. So I'm putting myself out there. If you need any assistance or guidance or any information, please private message me. You're not alone. Because, I felt like I was alone on my own, but I know I'm not. There's probably loads of people out there that are probably going through this situation or similar to me. So you're not alone. If you need any help or guidance or information, please don't hesitate to private message me, and I will do my best utmost to help you. Because the amount of stuff I've learned over the last 4 years nearly, the information that I didn't even know nothing about, like the Wolverhampton Homes thing that I've just mentioned and the council tax thing, I didn't even know all that. I'm learning different things, new things every day. So this information might be useful for other people. What I've learned, I'd like to pass on to other people. So you're more than welcome to reach out to me if you need be. Who's put a comment? Hold on. Make sure that the appliances that are in the house are safe for your nan to use, like getting isolated switches on cookers so they can need. Is that Granny Smith? She hasn't got a cooker. It was when my granddad died 7 years ago. It was capped. She's only got a microwave, and if you take the microwave, she's eating takeaway. So it's been capped off. This was probably 7 or 8 years ago. So the cooker's still there, but it's been capped and it's safe. So I haven't got to worry about the cooker. But thank you for that information. It would have been really useful, but she doesn't use the cooker anyway. But thank you, Granny Smith. Really appreciate that. is anyone got any questions? If you've got any questions, any information that you'd like to know, if not on this live, or you know anyone that might benefit the information, is always here for you, Port, and you, Marcus. Thanks, Ian. I know I'm not the only one out there. There's going to be loads of people in this situation. But anyway, I'm going to go now because I'm just rambling and I'm repeating myself. Anyway, thanks for all tuning in and I will speak to you all soon. Thanks for now. Bye, everyone.